at statetheater.info or call 724-439-1360. Pick 3 season subscription packages still available.
Your local station, WMBS.
Good morning, and welcome to another Saturday edition of the Sportsline, being brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9, and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150. Located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you on a Saturday morning, and we've got an interesting show lined up. It's going to be a good opportunity with no Steeler football on Sunday, no Steeler interviews on the show today, to stick in some more phone calls. So open line sports talk will be the order of the morning, although we have a good guest coming up in hour number 2. And if you'd like to jump into the conversation, great time to do it. Simply pick up the phone and dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. That number again, 724-438-4593. And we have one line open if you want to jump into the conversation. Let's get to the scoreboard from last night. High school football action. Games heard on WMBS in Class 4A Big 6 conference action. The Trinity Hillers shut out the Laurel Highlands Mustangs 48-0. Non-conference play, the Coal Bucket goes to Connellsville as the Falcons down the Uniontown Red Raiders 56-12. Other local scores, Albert Gallatin with another win. The Colonials beat Brownsville 62-21. In Class 1A Eastern Conference play, Fraser Commodores over Greensburg Central Catholic 35-33. Class 1A Tri-County South Conference, Bentworth 42, Mapletown nothing. California Trojans beat the Beth Center Bulldogs 38-3. Carmichael's over the West Green Pioneers 28-14. Jefferson Morgan Rockets beat Avella 47-6. Class 4A Big 6 action. Bell Vernon Leopards over the Ringgold Rams 48-6. Thomas Jefferson humbles Chartiers Valley 45-6. And in Class 3A Interstate Conference play, Derry area over the Mount Pleasant Vikings 33-13. Elizabeth Forward shuts out the Southmoreland Scotties 42-0. And Greensburg Salem beats the Yacht Cougars 41-7. That is a look at local high school football action. Turning our attention to the rest of the scoreboard. And in Major League Baseball action last night, of course, Seattle takes a 3-2 lead over Toronto in the ALCS with a 6-2 win over the Blue Jays. And the Dodgers win their series over the Brewers 4-0 with a 5-1 victory over the Brewers. And Shohei Ohtani with a performance that was absolutely mind-boggling last night. Went 7 innings, struck out 10 as a pitcher, and hit 3 home runs in the ballgame. In NHL action, it was the Washington Capitals over Minnesota 5-1. In overtime, Detroit nips Tampa Bay 2-1. Utah 6, San Jose 3. And in a shootout, Vancouver gets by Chicago 3-2. Top 25 college football action last night. Number 2 Miami falls in an ACC matchup to Louisville, 24-21. And in the Big Ten, Minnesota beats number 25 Nebraska, 24-6. So, turning our attention to sports obituaries very quickly. Sandy Alomar Sr., an all-star infielder during his playing days in the 1960s and 70s, who went on to coach in the majors and manage in his native Puerto Rico, has died. He was 81 years old. A spokesperson for the Cleveland Guardian said Monday that the team was informed by Alomar's family about his death. Sandy Alomar Jr., who along with Hall of Fame brother Roberto Alomar, played for their father in winter ball and in the minors, is on the Guardian staff. Sandy Alomar Sr. played for 6 seasons. He played for 6 major league teams across 15 seasons, including 3 for the Yankees. Alomar broke into the big leagues in 1964 with the Milwaukee Braves, one of 6 teams that he played for. He also spent time with the New York Mets, Chicago White Sox, California Angels, New York Yankees, and the Texas Rangers before calling it a career in 1978. Known more for his speed and fielding than his hitting, Alomar batted .245 with 13 home runs, 282 RBIs, in 1,481 regular season games. He was named an All-Star in 1970. He stole 227 bases, including a career-high 39 in 1971, when he led the American League with 689 at-bats and 739 plate appearances, and took part in one playoff series with the Yankees in 1976. Alomar went into coaching in the San Diego system in the 1980s and was the Padres' third base coach from 1986 to 1990. He coached for the Chicago Cubs, Colorado Rockies, and New York Mets. Sandy Alomar Sr. passing away October 13th at the age of 81. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines. Open line sports talk. Your chance to get up on that soapbox and be heard. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is fair game. We want to hear from you. Give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line at 724-438-4593. Once again, that number, 724-438-4593. We will open up the phone lines right after this quick timeout.
My name is Patrick Mahoney, and I'm running for South Union Township Supervisor for one reason: to serve our community, not to profit from it. As a lifelong resident, a local business owner, and a volunteer, I understand the everyday challenges that we face in our township. I believe public office is a public trust. As Township Supervisor, I will fight for open, honest government, responsible spending, and decisions that put people, not my personal business interests, first. On November 4th, vote for me, Patrick Mahoney, for South Union Township Supervisor.
Paid for by friends of Patrick Mahoney.
Amador Transit, locally owned and operated by the Scott family, have been helping students travel to school safely in the Fayette County area for more than 4 years. Amador Transit is a proud sponsor of Laurel Highlands High School sports and wishes all the area teams good luck. For more information about Amador Transit, call them 724-439-3164. 724-439-3164, or stop by their office at 253 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3943.
Or,
hi, come on in. How are you feeling?
when you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3944.
It's the 43rd annual Carpathia Rusin celebration at St. John the Baptist Byzantine Church, Sunday, October 26th from noon to 5 p.m. Enjoy ethnic favorites, halupni, pirohi, halushki, kibasi, and sauerkraut, a variety of breads, long rolls, pastries, and more. Plus, Rusin folk music by Sukira, starting at 12:30. Speakers, folk art demonstrations, crafts, raffles, as well as a church tour and children's activities. For more information, call the church at 724-438-1382 and check Facebook for updates at St. John BYC, Uniontown.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. SUV season is here, and you can get that new, certified, or select pre-owned all-wheel drive that you've been looking for. It's just a test drive away. Let me show you how simple you can buy or lease your next vehicle. The season is changing, so fall into your best deal with me. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Great selections, super pricing, and deals on your next wheels. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. I'll make you a good deal.
If you're an athlete, you know the importance of a strong recovery. NovaCare provides several athletic training programs geared toward athletic-related injuries and collaborates with Albert Gallatin, Uniontown, Fraser, California, Jefferson Morgan, Waynesburg, West Green, and Mapletown school districts to help student athletes stay at their best. From coordinating additional specialist care to treating on-site injuries, their experts cater to your personal needs. Specialized services include concussion diagnosis and rehabilitation and treatment for sport-specific injuries. For more information on athletic training at NovaCare, visit novacare.com or contact your local office today.
Hi, this is TJ Watt, and you're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS Radio.
And welcome back to the Sportsline on this Saturday morning. Open line sports talk. Love to hear from you on a variety of subjects. We have one line open. If you want to jump in, simply dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line 724-438-4593. 724-438-4593. Love to hear from you. Let's go to the phone lines. Take our first phone call of the morning. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning, Charles.
Yeah. George, it's have you any surprises in the baseball play? Well, first of all, before I forget, Toronto and Seattle are playing tomorrow.
Yes.
What time does that game start?
8:03 is what I saw.
Now I saw it listed at 5 o'clock, but that was based on the fact that there would have been a National League game probably. 8:03.
Yeah, I just looked it up. Just looked it up on my phone. Yeah.
FS1 probably has it.
Yes. They're carrying the American League. Yeah.
Okay, FS1. Okay. Boy, I'll tell you, a little bit disappointed in Milwaukee Brewers.
Well, I am too, because I sort of was pulling for them, but a friend of mine who's been on the show, Bob Nightingale, the fine baseball writer for USA Today, sort of summed it up best, and this is what is wrong with Major League Baseball. It is so apparent there. The Dodgers payroll, and they're healthy now, and they're hitting on all cylinders. Dodgers payroll is like $313 million. Milwaukee is spending $115 million. That is like taking a knife and trying to fight a tank. That's the analogy he used.
George, I was actually disappointed, a little disappointed in the Phillies.
Well, that series really should have been the National Championship Series.
I thought if anybody was going to give the Dodgers a run for their money, I was rooting for Milwaukee, but I thought really the team that could, would have was the Phillies, and they just.
And I am continually amazed by Seattle. They look like maybe a team of destiny because Toronto's a very, very good team, but. Seattle found a way to come up with a win. Suarez with the grand slam, and Cal Raleigh with a home run, and now they're up 3-2, going back to Toronto.
That's the next question I was going to ask you. Do you think the Mariners will win one game, or the Jays will win two?
I didn't even look at the pitching matchup. I don't even know who's pitching in that game tomorrow night. That's a big factor for me. I got to take a look at that when I get a chance. Yeah.
I think for the Jays, I think Scherzer may try to have him ready for Game 7.
Right. He would not be ready for tomorrow. Yeah.
But the Jays have to win tomorrow, and of course, George, if Seattle makes it to the World Series. I don't need a finish. You know what that means, don't you?
Now, wait a minute. I'm getting a text from Travis Williams telling you to be quiet.
Well, he can tell me to be quiet, but this is a free country, and I'm going to say what I want to say. No, you know who the old maid is, then?
Yes. Yeah.
And unfortunately, George, as far as your lifetime and my lifetime is concerned, it ain't going to change.
Well, this past week, we celebrated 2 anniversaries.
Yes.
The 71 series victory and the 79 series
on the
victory.
Same day, 46 years and 54 years.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Monday was, of course, the Mazeroski
home run.
Yeah, but it just gets tiresome celebrating the anniversary.
Well, I have great memories of both of them, and in particular 79, because I still have the bottle sitting on a shelf, an empty champagne bottle. Phil Garner poured half of the bottle over my head in the victory celebration in the locker room. Yeah.
I didn't know. But now I guess you took a shower and washed it all off, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's a great memory. That's a great memory.
Well, George, my favorite was 71. Mm-hmm. I like 71. I think you know why.
Oh, I did too. And then, of course, it's hard to top the exhilaration that this area felt after the Mazeroski home run.
Yeah, well, that lifted the city of Pittsburgh, caused an eternal hate rivalry between Pittsburgh and New York, between Pirate fans and Yankee fans. It's an eternal, but you know what? When you stop to think about it, George, the Yankees have nobody to blame but themselves. They lost it. Their mind wasn't on winning the World Series. The Pirates were. Because, they can say that the ball hit Truex, in the throat and all this. But what was the excuse for Jim Coates standing on the mound looking at
Well, I'll never forget years ago during a baseball strike, a radio station in Pittsburgh got the late Jim Woods and the late Bob Prince together and had them recreate Game 7 as they were doing it, which is great. And I'll never forget Woods, who used to broadcast for the Yankees before he came to Pittsburgh. And he said when the Coates play happened, he said to Prince during this recreation, which is priceless, he said, "Gunner, you know what his nickname is?" And Gunner looked at him, I guess, and Woods said they call him Crazy. Crazy Jim Coates, and I guess that illustrates it.
Yeah, I mean, because George, Skowron made a great play behind first base, and if Coates does what he's supposed to do,
it's an out.
We lose that World Series.
Yeah.
But Clemente it was no contest. Clemente just raced to the bag and had enough. But George, the two things I want to say about the 60 series. Don't forget, to my way of thinking, the contributions of two other people, Harvey Haddix and Bill Burton. And I'll tell you why. Haddix won the 5th game at Yankee Stadium to put us up 3-2. That meant that Stengel had to throw Ford in the 6th game. There was no way he could have won.
Well, but the decision there was set by Stengel, and the Yankees. I talked to a lot of the Yankees.
Yes,
and they resented what Casey did. Ford should have started game 1.
Yes, yeah. And about Billy Burton, I think you know where I'm going with this one. Remember that great catch he made in deep right center field in Yankee Stadium off Bob Serve?
Yes.
The one that Vernon Law won 3-2.
Well, the Quail could play some center field.
Yeah, yeah. At that time, George, Willie Mays was still the best center fielder in the National League, but Kurt Flood and Bill Burton were, they were really good too.
Yes, they were. But, that was great. And, of course, like I said, 79, I still joke with Garner when I see him about him pouring the champagne over my head. But and the fact that they came back in that series.
Yeah. Baltimore got one run over the last, about 23 innings or so.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, Stargell with the home run.
Yeah. River Road, McKeesport, Bill Robinson was on first base when he did. But to me, George, mine was 71.
Well, I loved it, too, because it was a coming-out party for Clemente. The country got to see what we've been seeing all along.
There wasn't any prouder moment for me than see Clemente on the diet.
And, of course, one of my favorite people, what a gem he tossed, Steve Blass.
Yeah, and and to think those two might have been, Clemente might have been Steve Blass's closest friend.
Mm-hmm.
Clemente was a really close friend of Steve Blass.
And that's one of my all-time favorite photos, Blass jumping into Bob Robertson's arms.
Yes, and Robertson putting his arms up straight in the air.
Yeah.
But what also was memorable for me, the last out, Jacinto Hernandez, 24 for 24 chances in the World Series. And what that goofy Earl Weaver,
Mm-hmm.
They'll never win a championship.
And one of my favorite underrated buccos from the past got a big hit in that game, Jose Pagan.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. And you remember that Murtaugh made the clutch and correct decision to the roster was either Jose Pagan or Rennie Stennett. And Murtaugh said, I want the veteran.
Right.
And it vindicated,
But you realize what we're doing. We're talking about memories, and I'd like to see some new memories. But it just galls. And when I watch the playoffs, it really galls me because how much I miss playoff. Isn't playoff baseball a thing of beauty sometimes?
It is. George, all playoffs, football, basketball, the March Madness.
Hockey playoffs.
But postseason baseball and Stanley Cup hockey, it's two,
They're two different animals. They really are. Yeah.
George, before I go out, though, I want to ask you, did the Steelers get their defense out of a bubblegum machine? That was horrible.
Well, I will say this, and I was looking over the stats. How about this? Joe Flacco, 342, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Chase Brown, 108 yards, 9.8 yards per carry. Jamar Chase, 16 catches, 161 yards. That looks like stats you'd see in a video game. And the most telling statement, and I'm going to talk with Ray Fittipaldo about this at 11:30. The most telling statement after the game, the most damning statement after the game, came from Jamar Chase, the Cincinnati Bengals star wide receiver. When he told the assembled media, we knew exactly what they were going to do. They don't change. That is a damning statement.
George, someone's beeping in. I'm going to have to.
Okay, take care.
I'm sorry, right. Thanks, George.
Bye-bye. But that is a damning statement. Damning statement. We knew exactly what they were going to do. They don't change. I mean, that is a damning statement toward the Steeler coaching staff. That frees up all of our lines. If you want to jump in, love to hear from you. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is on the docket. Simply pick up the phone and dial the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. Now, we've got a wide open board, so you should have no problems getting through. 724-438-4593 is the number to call. Uniontown, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Give us a call. Open line sports talk. Love to talk to you. Anything and everything is fair game. We've got another call coming in. Let's go to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Hello, George.
Yes.
Hey, it's Mark calling.
Hi.
Yeah. Hey, say what, 79, Phil Garner poured some champagne over your head after the game when they won the series?
Half a bottle.
Half a bottle. Yeah,
I still have the bottle.
I was running shuttlecock for your old man down in 5.5.
Is that right?
I couldn't think. Where was I? 7.5. I know where I was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was really disappointed Thursday night, man. I put some money out for the bar, get some food, and had my Gateway jersey, Willie Parker on, number 39. I was really looking forward to the game, and it was just unbelievably bad. I can't believe the defense. Just unbelievably bad.
Well, I told you that statement that Chase made, and I think that is an absolutely damning statement to the Steelers staff.
Yeah.
We knew exactly what they were going to do. And they don't change. I mean, in this day and age of modern football, you can't play like that. There is constant change that teams are making throughout the league, and if you do not adjust, you're going to get left behind.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've been left behind in the 70s. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was kind of disappointed. The time of possession.
Well, they haven't won time of possession in any game this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they lost it by 9 minutes. I mean, I was kind of hoping seeing that the running game come back, run by.
The running game was. Jaylen Warren had a nice game.
Yeah.
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 But conversely, the worst offensive line in football and the worst running game in football, and you allowed them to run. They had over 100 yards against the Steelers at halftime. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable. Yeah. What you said, supposed to be the best, highest paid defense, and
$160 million.
Yeah. And, of course...
but I get back to what I said on my show several weeks ago, and I'm not going to go back and tell you who said it because he doesn't like to throw people under the bus, but the job of a coach or a coaching staff is to put your players in the best position to succeed. And the Steelers, particularly on defense, don't do that. And they won't adjust.
No. Yeah, I was looking at one more stat. Is that I hate to see when they lose. Seems like if you lose that stat, you always lose the game. They give away takeaways too.
The guy on the sideline, I got to give him credit. He made a great play to take that ball away and keep his feet in bounds to get that interception against Metcalf. The other one was just an ill-advised throw.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all you got for today, George.
All right. Thank you. You take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. We're going to get a break in, and when we come back, we'll go back to Open Line Sports Talk. This is the Sports Line on 590 AM WMBS.
This November 4th, Betsy Dennis King humbly asks for your vote for Wharton Township Tax Collector. Cross-filed on both the Republican and Democratic tickets, and with 19 years of experience working closely with her mother, tax collector Tina Nicholson, Betsy has learned the ins and outs of tax collecting and brings honesty and efficiency to tax collecting, blending her formal education, practical experience, and her lifelong connection to the responsibilities of the office. Betsy Dennis King hopes you will cast your vote for her this November 4th.
Paid for by the candidate.
This spooky season, beware of the frightfully fun Mini Monster $100 blowout game from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Now through Halloween, just be the sixth caller to 724-438-4593 when you hear
They did the mash.
They did the Monster Mash.
The Monster Mash.
and you'll win 15 $2 Mini Monster blowout tickets. Don't miss your chance at loads of $100 prizes. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly.
You don't fix what's not broken. That's true. You don't replace what is working well. Jason Scott is doing a good job working as South Union Township Supervisor. Jason Scott utilizes his skills on a daily basis in the township office. Whether repairing storm drains, operating a plow truck, or working with his fellow supervisors on economic growth, Jason Scott is out there working for you all day, every day. Let's keep experience and integrity in the township. Keep Jason Scott, full-time South Union Township Supervisor.
Paid for by the candidate.
Chris Parker Jr., October is the month for tricks or treats.
No tricks here at Autoland Hyundai. It's all treats. Everyone who purchases a new Hyundai is treated to America's best warranty. Plus, sweet deals on our selection of remaining new 25, all with amazing incentives. Plus, 0% financing is back.
I'm listening.
The deals are sweet with 0% financing for 60 months on new 2025 Tucson all-wheel drive. And there's the 25 Santa Fe third-row SUV with 1.99% financing for 60 months or up to $4,500 bonus cash.
Payments are always important. How about a lease?
For economy and fuel efficiency, lease a remaining 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $199 per month. Just see us for details.
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or online at AutolandHyundai.com.
And remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They can also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Hi, this is Bob Walk, and you're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on your local station, WMBS Uniontown.
Welcome back to the Sports Line, moving down the home stretch here in hour number 1. Open Line Sports Talk, your chance to get up on the soapbox and be heard. Simply pick up the phone. Give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Back to the phone lines we go. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Hello, George.
Yes.
Did you say that Tony hit 3 home runs last night?
Yes, he did. Including one over the pavilion at Dodger Stadium. It was a Stargell-esque home run. 469 feet.
I watched the game. Somehow I missed that.
Yeah.
I thought he only had 2.
No, he hit another one later. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and something else. Are the Steelers playing this week?
No. They played Thursday night. They won't play Sunday. They already played this week. They played.
They got
Thursday
a schedule
night.
here.
Yeah.
And it says Week 8. Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
That's next week. That's next Sunday. Steelers played Thursday night against Cincinnati. They won't turn around that quick. Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I got a schedule. Week 7, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Week 8, Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
What does it have before that? Cincinnati, Thursday night, right? Teams never play on Sunday after they play on Thursday. Never.
This must be a misprint then. Like I say, it says Week 7, Cincinnati, then Week 8, Green Bay at Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, Week 8 is next week. Yeah. Week 8 is next week. Week 7 is this week. And we've already played a game this week. So they are correct in essence. Week 8 is next week. Yeah.
That's my mistake.
Yeah. But they play Green Bay next week, so it won't get any easier for them against Green Bay.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a tough schedule. Okay, thanks, George.
All right, no problem. You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And let's move on, take another phone call here this morning. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line. Hello?
Morning, George.
Yes.
I'm on the road. You might not be able to hear me. Anyway, this is Mike from Fairchance.
Yes.
I've been watching all my life. I love it. My favorite sport. But that double play the other night, when the ball hit his glove, he went against the wall, and then he caught it.
Yes.
I was like the runners on base. I thought that was an out.
No, because the ball touched the wall after it popped out of his glove, and then he recaught it. Once it touched the wall, that's not a catch.
Huh. I guess I just never.
To their credit, the umpire saw it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That was great. But the guys on base, they were holding because they thought it was they were trying to
exactly. They were fooled, but once that ball touched the fence, even though he recaught it, it's not a catch.
Yeah. I've seen guys juggle the ball out there against the fence. I guess it's never really hit the wall. They just juggle it themselves and they finally catch it.
Right. But once it hit the wall, once it hit the wall, all bets were off. Then, yeah.
That was a crazy play.
I haven't seen one like that in a long time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one like that. So
yeah.
Okay, George. Have a good day.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for the phone call. Take care. And that frees up both of our lines. If you want to jump in here in the last 6 minutes of hour number 1, we've got a wide open board. You should have no problems getting through. Call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. 724-438-4593. And we're going to get into the Steelers and that debacle on Thursday night in Cincinnati in depth in hour number 2 with my good friend, Steelers beat writer Ray Fittipaldo. He will join me at 11:30. We were going to start our college basketball previews today, but we had a little snafu with the Duquesne coach, Drew Joyce, yesterday. So we'll start college basketball previews next week here on the Sports Line. Let's go back to the phone lines. Take another call. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, George.
Yes.
The Pirates, I hate to be talking about baseball now, while we're in the World Series. The Pirates, I think, what are they going to do with O'Neal Cruz, do you think? Do you think they're going to try to get something out of him? I mean, his talent is off the charts, but this year I figure if some of the games, if Cruz would have had a hot year, Pittsburgh probably would have been, closer to the. Anyhow, I wanted to get your opinion on that. What do you think about
there's a lot of talk, and it's only rumor, but there's a lot of talk that they may be exploring trading him, and I have some reservations about that. I think it'll be how many times have we seen this baseball team in Pittsburgh trade somebody away and they blossom somewhere else?
That's remarkable. You're right. I was just thinking the same thing. maybe, try to. I don't think his.
But you know what that is? That's an indictment of their development system, and that has been a big problem with the Pirates all along. Drafting and development is a real problem in Pittsburgh, and I can go at. I mean, just look at the pitchers you're seeing in the playoffs who were former Pirates.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And one more thing. Now I know this catcher, this Raleigh, guy's unbelievable. How do you think he could come in there and just? I mean, what's he had?
It's been a historic season for him as a catcher. That position, normally you don't see that kind of production. That home run he hit yesterday in the playoff game was his 64th home run as a catcher this year. That's incredible. It really is. Yeah.
How many does Ohtani have now with them? 3?
Well, he had 55 coming in. I think he hit 3 last night, and he had 1 in an earlier series, so he's got about 59 or 60. Yeah.
He's still got a chance, I guess.
Yeah, he does, because he's going to play in the World Series now. Yeah. All right, thank you for your call.
Okay, George.
You take
care. Thank you.
Right, bye-bye. Let's get another call in real quick here. We got a couple minutes left. Let's go to the lines. Hello, you're on the Sports Line.
Hi, George.
Hi.
You know, that Ohtani is a phenom. I'll tell you, he's good. If he keeps up his pace like he does, or even close to it, he will be known as the greatest baseball player of all time.
He's already starting to make people sit up and take notice in that regard, but we've never seen anything like this. I mean, the last guy of that kind of notoriety who was a pitcher, and he was only a pitcher early in his career, was Babe Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes they talk about, well, maybe we ought to let Skeens hit since he was a good hitter also,
well,
and
I'll
stuff
tell
like
you,
that.
I talked to somebody about this recently, and I think that people shied away from that. If you were a good hitter, they wanted you to hit, or if you were a good pitcher, they wanted. You're starting to see more and more coaches start to embrace the idea of letting them go both ways. That's starting to happen, and you may see another one. I hate to cut you short, but guess what? I'm up against the news here at the top of the hour. Thanks for your call. You take care.
Yep.
Bye-bye. And that wraps up our number one, the Sports Line, brought to you by Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue, Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. Another full hour of sports talk coming up after the news, and the news is coming your way next from the CBS Radio Network on your local station, 590 AM and 101.1 FM. WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Allison Keys in Frisco, Texas.
Show me what democracy looks like.
That's one of the No Kings demonstrations going on across the nation against President Trump's policies. In Washington, D.C., people started gathering last night. WTOP's Scott Gelman.
The crowd here along the National Mall is ringing bells and waving American flags as speakers share their stories. Signs say things like "End the Orange Nightmare." Republicans are calling events like this one Hate America rallies.
I know people want to call it the Hate America, but it's actually a true love for America that has people coming out when they see that their Constitution and their country is falling under what looks like at this moment a dictatorship.
President Trump has commuted the sentence of disgraced former Republican Congressman George Santos of New York. CBS's Michelle Miller.
In July, Santos began serving a 7-year sentence at a federal prison in New Jersey on multiple wire fraud and identity theft charges. He admitted to deceiving donors and voters and stealing the identities of nearly a dozen people. In a social media post, Trump claimed Santos had been horribly treated in prison.
The president is taking aim at Venezuela and its President Maduro as the U.S. military struck another alleged drug boat off that nation's coast. CBS's Scott McFarland.
Trump, who's authorized CIA action inside the country, has made it clear he
wants Maduro removed from power, in part because of his alleged ties to drug trafficking. New images show the B-52 bombers that flew near Venezuela Wednesday, and CBS News has learned that for a sixth time since September, the U.S. military struck a vessel in the Caribbean Thursday night. This time, what Trump called a submarine.
Israel confirms the remains of a 10th hostage have arrived in Tel Aviv. CBS's Nancy Chen.
The Red Cross transferred the body of 75-year-old Eliyahu Margalit to Israeli security forces. He was killed by Hamas during the October 7th terror attack.
On CBS's 60 Minutes tomorrow, correspondent Leslie Stahl speaks with U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff about that Israel-Hamas ceasefire deal.
People should understand that Netanyahu, the Israelis, bombed the peacemakers, bombed the negotiating team.
And by the way, Leslie, it had a metastasizing effect because the Qataris were critical to the negotiation, as were the Egyptians and the Turks. And we had lost the confidence of the Qataris.
Now to baseball as the LA Dodgers head to the World Series after sweeping Milwaukee.
It was wild, it was loud, and Shohei, 3 bombs, amazing.
Ohtani also pitched 10 strikeouts from the mound. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Proof of the many ways things can go sideways on social media, even involving Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
The videos have popped up all over TikTok and Instagram. OpenAI says users of its Sora 2 AI video app have been making what it calls disrespectful depictions of the civil rights activist.
I have a dream. Wait, no, I don't. Just kidding. You literally thought I had a dream. I do have one thing to say, though. 6'7".
The company is blocking the videos after MLK's youngest child, Bernice King, complained on behalf of his estate. Some of the videos have racist themes, with Dr. King stealing from a grocery store or speeding away from police. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
People weren't the only victims in those flooded Alaska villages after a typhoon last weekend. Volunteers are saving dogs that were left behind, one tiny plane load at a time. A nonprofit started chartering planes after hearing that up to 100 canines were left behind as people fled remote villages on the coast of the Bering Sea. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
Shopping for replacement windows in Fayette County? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, a family-owned and operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
We have a great selection of colors and finishes. We service the entire Fayette County area and will come to your home. Visit us at metropolitanwindows.com or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace. Economy Furnace is honored to be recognized as the best in Fayette for the third consecutive year. This achievement would not be possible without the trust and support of our valued customers. As your neighbors, Economy Furnace believes that local matters, and we proudly serve this community with dedication, care, and a commitment to excellence. Your continued confidence inspires Economy Furnace to go above and beyond every day. We are excited to offer 0% interest and other low-interest financing options, making it easier than ever to bring comfort and quality into your home. Economy Furnace proudly partners with Amana, a brand known for its reliability and excellence, ensuring that every product we provide meets the highest standards. Thank you again for your loyalty and for allowing Economy Furnace to bring comfort to your homes and lives. Thank you for voting Economy Furnace Best in Fayette 3 years in a row.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Wow, your dog looks beautiful. We went to Mutt's on Market Street, the new dog grooming salon in downtown Brownsville. Samantha, the owner, has over 10 years dog grooming experience. They work with any dog, any breed, any size.
Didn't it cost a fortune?
No, the prices are great. They offer a full line of grooming and other services.
With warm weather, now's the time to schedule an appointment for your furry friends. Mutt's on Market Street, downtown Brownsville, next to Hope Park. For more information, visit Mutt's on Market Street on Facebook. Mutt's on Market Street will be open during the Market Street repairs. Cooler temperatures may be on the way, but you could still enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturers and customer guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 for a no-cost or obligation home consultation. Or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Bortz Jr.
Looking for a fireplace? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in fireplaces of all fuel types, such as gas, wood, pellet, and electric. We're now featuring Harmon pellet stoves from Forge and Flame, perfect for keeping your family warm and cozy. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to start planning for the winter season. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
Your local station, WMBS.
Welcome back on board for hour number 2 of the Sportsline, being brought to you this morning by my good friend Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow. Now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150. Located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Fonvenko with you as we forge ahead into our second hour, and we continue in the open line mode. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is on the docket. We've had some good conversation, a little baseball talk, some football talk, whatever is on your cranium, as my old buddy Myron used to say. I'd love to hear from you. Simply pick up the phone and give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line at 724-438-4593. Once again, that number, 724-438-4593. And I am gazing at a wide open board. So guess what, folks? That means you should have no trouble getting through. Phone lines are open. Whatever you'd like to talk about, be it baseball, be it the Steelers. We haven't gotten into any college football today. What about the firing of James Franklin? Haven't heard any comments about that. today. Whatever you would like to get into, we will talk about it here on the Sports Line. Call the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line at 724-438-4593. Love to hear from you. Speaking of college football, locally, all of our teams locally are in action. It will be Pitt sporting a 4-2 record at Syracuse. The Orange are 3-3. That is a 7:30 start, night game in Syracuse tonight. Penn State in action. They are playing Iowa. That is also a night game, 7 p.m. tonight. Nittany Lions 3-3, still without a win over a Power 4 opponent. After the firing of James Franklin, Terry Smith is the interim coach. The Hawkeyes under Kirk Ferentz are 4-2. And West Virginia swings back into action. 1 p.m. kickoff down in Florida. They are visiting Central Florida. Mountaineers 2-4 on the campaign. Central Florida is 3-3. So that's what the local teams are up to this afternoon. And there are also some really, really big football games around the country today. Games that I will be keeping an eye on. Number 5, Ole Miss, between the hedges in Athens, Georgia, at number 9, Georgia. That's a 3:30 kickoff. Tonight, also in the SEC, number 11, Tennessee, at number 6, Alabama. That's a 7:30 kick. At noon today in the SEC, number 10, LSU, at number 17, Vanderbilt. 7:30 tonight, a long-time rivalry. Number 20, Southern Cal, at number 13, Notre Dame. Then at 8 p.m. tonight, number 23, Utah, at number 15, BYU, at 8 p.m. tonight in the Big 12. Let's see, what else jumps out here? Those are the biggest games. I think I'm going to keep an eye on Kurt Signetti and Indiana at number 3. They're at home to Michigan State today at 3:30. All right, that's what's on tap around the college football world this afternoon. Let's go back to the phone lines. Take our first phone call here in hour number 2. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning.
I have a question about the Steeler game. There at the end, when Higgins slid, and I didn't know anybody but the quarterback could get themselves up. They had,
no, he can go down, and as soon as they touch him, he's dead. But he can go down and do that. He's still live until somebody touches him, but as soon as they touch him, it's over. But and he did that because he wanted to run more time off the clock.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so why didn't the Steelers make an effort to pull the ball away from him?
Well, it wouldn't matter. As soon as somebody laid a finger on him, it was over.
Yeah, because when he got up, he wasn't like, he still had the ball in his hands, and I was just wondering why, if
he had been touched.
Somebody might have knocked the ball out.
He had been touched already. It's over.
Oh, he was touched before? Okay.
He was touched while he was still on the ground, and then he got up, But it was over. Yeah.
Oh, well, that was
it was a smart. It was a smart play on his part.
Oh yeah, very smart. I was just surprised that I really didn't know that any player could do that.
Yeah.
And the same.
I've actually seen guys sort of get chastised by their coach for scoring on the play and leaving time on the clock.
Yeah, that was
too much time. I've seen that happen several times in games over the years.
Yeah, the way the defense was playing, I don't know. Maybe they would have been a big advantage.
Yeah.
He took a lot of time off the clock.
But that game was lost long before that.
Oh yeah.
And the drive to set up the field goal. Hell, the first play. There's confusion on the defense when they put Chase in motion. Nobody goes with him. He was wide open on that play, on the first play of that drive.
Yeah, he was the whole game.
Well, the whole game he was wide open.
Virtually wide.
So was T. Higgins.
I just don't know. Yeah, like they never changed the defense. They never.
Well, I told you that that was the most damning statement after the game, the statement by Jamar Chase. We knew exactly what they were going to do.
And Joe Flacco, I can see why.
And that is a damning statement to the Steeler staff, their coaching staff. They are that predictable. That's bad.
Yeah, well, and of course they had. That's no excuse. Playing the game overseas and then coming back on short rest.
Well, they had short rest too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know that's why Tomlin was kind of upset.
No, Tomlin was upset because Cleveland traded Flacco. He was living in these fears. He didn't want to face Flacco.
Yeah, he was looking. I think.
That was statement he made spoke volumes.
Yeah. He was expecting to play a rookie. Yeah. Facing a rookie instead of. Yeah. Flacco. But kudos to him.
It looked like the Indianapolis game last year when Richardson got hurt and Flacco came in.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not dirty up the pocket and make him uncomfortable, he will pick you apart. And they didn't get after him. I didn't see any blitzes like the past couple of weeks. I didn't see Ramsey coming or Elliott coming, or they sent Queen once. It resulted in a holding penalty late in the game, but they didn't do anything like that. They tried to rush with 4, and they couldn't get to him, and that's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, definitely with him. He's got he's still got a great arm.
Oh, he can throw it.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
George.
Anything
I appreciate
else? Okay, thank you.
But I just didn't.
No, they can't give themselves up.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much, George.
All right, you take
Have a good day.
Right, you too.
Bye-bye.
That frees up both of our phone lines. Do come ahead with your questions and your. I still can't believe nobody's commented on the James Franklin firing. I'd be interested to hear what you folks had to say about that. But our lines are wide open. We've got a great guest coming up. We're going to talk the debacle that happened Thursday night in Cincinnati with Steelers beat writer Ray Fittipaldo. That's coming up at 11:30. But we've got time for a couple of more calls if you want to jump in. Love to hear from you. Give us a call on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. 724-438-4593. Wide open board. You should have no problems getting through. The Steeler defense has been problematic all season long. $160 million, highest paid defense in the NFL. And this is where the defense ranks after 6 games. This is going to make you sit up and take notice. Scoring defense, they are 17th. Total defense, get this, 28th. Rush defense, 18th. And pass defense, 31st in pass defense. Think about that. Wow. Stunning numbers. Nothing is good about those numbers. From the highest paid defense in the National Football League. Now, you can't tell me that there is not some talent there. I really think the fact that they were talking after the game about communication problems once again. I mean, we're into this season and they're still having communication problems. That is a coaching problem. My goodness. You got to get that stuff straightened out. And on the one play I talked about when Chase was wide open to start that drive for the game-winning field goal, they were pointing fingers at each other about him going in motion and who was going to pick him up. They were confused. That should not be happening. this far into the season. And I thought it had been solved a little bit with the return of Deshaun Elliott, who sort of solidified things in the back end of the secondary, but it was prevalent last night. The one touchdown by the tight end, 5 guys on one side of the field, and guys are all pointing at each other who had the tight end. My God. Unbelievable. But I'd love to hear from you folks on this, or the Penn State firing of James Franklin, or anything else. Ohtani, unbelievable last night. 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs. First time a pitcher has ever hit 3 home runs in postseason play. Spectacular. So those are all subjects. If you want to get into them, give us a call. We've got a wide open board on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Love to hear from you. By the way, I didn't mention it last week. And then adding more spice to what's going on in high school athletics in Pennsylvania, the PIAA had another reading last week, and they're 1 reading away from a shot clock coming in for high school basketball in Pennsylvania. How do you feel about that? And I was never a big fan. He announced his retirement effective December 31st. Bob Lombardi is stepping down as head of the PIAA. Was never a big fan, and in my opinion, good riddance. Those are topics, too, that we can get into. Let's take another quick call here on the Sports Line. Hello, you're on the Sports Line.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air.
I would like to know what happened to their running game. They don't have a Bettis anymore. They can't run.
Well, actually, the running game was not too bad. Warren had 130 yards. In that game against Cincinnati. The running game was not, I don't have a problem with what they did offensively. You scored that many points, and you're supposed to have one of the best defenses in the National Football League, and you're playing a team like Cincinnati who's all banged up. You should win that game.
Yes.
The offense was not a problem. The problem was with the defense.
I thought that they just did not play like they should be playing.
Well, there's no question about that, and we're going to try and get into some reasons for that with Ray Fittipaldo when he joins me here in a few minutes. But I agree with you. But the running game wasn't that bad against Cincinnati the other night. I thought Jaylen Warren had a good game, and he was very effective. But, I believe it was, I'll have to look back at my stats, I think the Bengals scored on 7 of their 8 drives against what is supposed to be the highest paid defense in the NFL.
Gee. And the Steelers keep getting just field goals.
Well, they got a few, but they did take the lead, and then that drive started off with utter confusion, which led to the game-winning field goal. They're all pointing fingers at one another. Nobody follows Jamar Chase, and he's wide open for 18 or 20 yards on the first play of the drive to get the game-winning field goal.
Yes.
And they're all pointing fingers at each other. Who's supposed to have it? That should not be happening.
That
crazy. Should not be happening, especially this late in the season.
True. Okay, well, thank you so very much.
Thank you for the call. You take care.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye. And we'll get some more answers, or try and get some answers, when we talk to my good friend, Steelers beat writer Ray Fittipaldo of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. And he is coming up next, right here on the Sports Line on 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or,
Hi, come on in. How are you feeling?
when you see doctors Paul Hartley and Mary Beth Riley, plus nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckart, and Stacy Morris, you get one-on-one personal professional health care serving the area for over 3 decades. If you're looking for a primary care doctor, call Doctors Hartley and Riley at 724-437-1109 or online at ppcp.org. Or
serving number 3,940.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Jamie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline.
Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Chris Parker Jr., October is the month for tricks or treats.
No tricks here at Autoland Hyundai. It's all treats. Everyone who purchases a new Hyundai is treated to America's best warranty. Plus, sweet deals on our selection of remaining new 25, all with amazing incentives. Plus, 0% financing is back.
I'm listening.
The deals are sweet with 0% financing for 60 months on new 2025 Tucson all-wheel drive. And there's the 25 Santa Fe third-row SUV with 1.99% financing for 60 months or up to $4,500 bonus cash.
Payments are always important. How about a lease?
For economy and fuel efficiency, lease a remaining 2025 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $199 per month. Just see us for details.
And every new Hyundai purchase includes Hyundai Assurance, America's best warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain protection, and 3-year free complimentary maintenance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or online at AutolandHyundai.com.
And remember, you always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare. In 1986, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville was started with a promise to provide clients with truthful, friendly, and courteous service. It worked. With an expanded client base, the Firestone Insurance Agency's customers are now able to choose from over 20 well-known insurance companies. So whether it be auto, home, business, or life, Firestone has you covered, and the promise to provide truthful, friendly, and courteous service is still in place. As an independent insurance agency, the Firestone Insurance Agency works for you. They do the shopping for you to save you time and a bunch of needless phone calls. Because let's face it, no one loves to shop for insurance. Call the office at 724-455-3900 or visit firestoneinsurance.net. Can't make it to Normalville? Let the Firestone Insurance Agency bring service right to your kitchen table. The Firestone Insurance Agency, 724-455-3900 or firestoneinsurance.net. Doing what is right for the customer, finding the most affordable rates while making sure there are no coverage gaps so you are fully protected from the unforeseen.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Hi, this is Pirates broadcaster Greg Brown, and you're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sports Line on this Saturday morning. I want to thank my next guest who bailed me out. I had to shift gears when something happened to an interview I was going to do to start off our college basketball previews this weekend, and he was kind enough to fill in at a moment's notice. And I'm talking about my friend Ray Fittipaldo, Steelers beat writer for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Ray, short notice, but thank you very much for bailing me out this morning, even though what we're talking about is a train wreck.
Yeah, absolutely, George. Glad to join you anytime. But, the news on the Steelers after Thursday night, it's not necessarily good.
Oh, it was just amazing to me. And just to illustrate it, because we've been talking about the defense since the beginning of the season, and I thought that they had righted things a little bit. But the Steelers' defense, after 6 games, scoring defense, 17th. Total defense, 28th. Rush defense, 18th. And this one will blow your mind, pass defense 31st for the highest paid defense in the NFL. Mind-boggling.
Yeah, George, and a lot of those problems date back to last season. You mentioned the rush defense. If you go back to last season, 8 of their past 12 opponents have rushed for 100 yards or more. And you know this. You know Dick LeBeau very well. The number that they always wanted to keep opponents to was less than 100. If they felt if they did that, they were going to have a great chance at winning. So when you don't do that, when you don't get off the field, and when you don't create turnovers, as T.J. Watt told me after the game, you're in for a world of hurt. And the Steelers were in for a world of hurt against the Bengals. They have problems, and they are great, to paraphrase the great Chuck Noll.
Right. Well, I think the most telling statement after that game came from Jamar Chase, who just torched them when he was talking with the assembled media, and he said, we knew exactly what they were going to do. To me, that is a slam at the Steeler coaching staff.
Yeah, and it's not unusual for Thursday night games for game plans to be basic, but Jamar Chase is not the first player who has said that. You know, Julian Edelman said that on a podcast, I think, a little more than a year ago. I think others have said it in the past as well. So whether it's being predictable or whether the Steelers have assembled talent that's no longer able to carry out the responsibilities, I certainly think that's a talking point as well. You know, George, all the talk leading up to that Bengals game was Mike Tomlin went out and acquired Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay for games like that, specifically for games against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So for Jamar Chase to go for 16 and 161, I think Higgins had close to 100 yards. I think he was 4 yards short. He finished with 96. For them to put up those kinds of numbers after you go out and get guys who are supposed to shut them down, to me, that's more disappointing than coaching, because you know the coaches can only do so much. They could draw up the game plan, they could put you in positions, but if you're not able to cover man on man, and clearly they were not able to do it.
And they got out of it, though. They got out of it and went to a zone, which is his meat. He's going to chew a zone up.
Oh, and he's chewed up the blitz over the years too. So it was just a bad matchup. But George, my larger point is, and I agree with you about the Steelers being predictable. My larger point is, Slay is 34, Ramsey's 31. You're not getting these guys when they were in their prime. They're still okay, but they're not guys who are going to cover up Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and have a lot of success.
Well, and I understand that coming in. My problem with this is it looked very much like I was watching the Indianapolis game from last year after Richardson went down. And they didn't. If you're going to beat Flacco at this stage in his career, and it's tough to do because he gets rid of the football. TJ said he was getting rid of it very good. You've got to dirty up the pocket against him. You've got to make him uncomfortable. And what I couldn't understand, they were trying to do it with 4 guys, and it wasn't working. But only once during the game do I recall, we saw in previous weeks when they were piling up sacks and doing some things, we saw Ramsey come on a blitz every once in a while. We would see Elliott come on a blitz once in a while. We would see Patrick Queen come on. Queen did come. It resulted in a penalty late in the game. Remember when the guy had to drag him down because he but we didn't see that. And I was watching, and I don't think they moved TJ around as much as they were doing in the past couple of weeks.
No, the pressure wasn't there, but as you mentioned, the ball was out quick. And I agree with you. I think, you know, the blitzes, and especially bringing guys who don't typically come, like defensive backs or inside linebackers, that was effective against the Vikings and the Browns, and they didn't go to it as much in this game. I do think they were worried about the run after the catch, and it turns out, George, it didn't matter because you saw the touchdown to T. Higgins. I mean, he caught it in the middle of the field and basically waltzed into the end zone. But I think they wanted to play coverage against these guys. make them march down the field, tackle the catch, and they weren't able to do that. So I think it was just a bad game all around.
Adding to the problems is you're playing against maybe the worst offensive line in the league with the worst running game in the league, and you allow the running back to go off. He averaged 9.8 yards per touch. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and they came into the game only averaging 57 yards per game. George, they had 97 at halftime.
Yeah.
So, the players, TJ and the other defenders said, guys were out of their gaps. Listen, I hear that when I'm in the locker room after every loss when they give up a lot of rushing yards. So, if they know it's a problem and they're not able to fix it, to me that's an even bigger issue than just having a bad football game. So, Chase Brown was a good player last year. I don't know why they went away from him early this year, but obviously against the Steelers he was very effective, and that only served as motivation for the Bengals to mix it up with the pass. And when they did mix it up with the pass,
that opens up their playbook even more. I think when the run is effective.
You wondering why the middle of the field was wide open for T. Higgins? That's exactly why. Chase Brown was doing an effective job, and they couldn't really, sit back there and defend the pass the way they would usually do it.
Now, the other thing that is really, really starting to fry my grits, the other thing is Patrick Queen, after the game, told Jeremy Fowler that once again, they had communication problems. And you saw it on the one play to the tight end when he scored a touchdown. There were 5 guys on one side of the field, and they're all pointing at one another. Now, whose guy was that?
Right.
That should not be happening this far into the season. The other one that got me, they sent Higgins, I believe, in motion, and it freed up Chase on the opening play of the drive that led to the field goal. He couldn't have been any more wide open. And once again, they're pointing fingers at each other. Who's got the man in motion?
Yeah, you would think Jamar Chase at that point of the game, you should probably know where he is, and no one was within 10 yards of him. So I don't know how that happens. We constantly ask the coaches, if they're not able to communicate, do you, and I'm paraphrasing here, do you have to dumb the defense down a little bit just so you can line up and play basic football? And basically what they always tell us is, no, they got to be able to communicate. They got to be able to get this right, because if we can't play the defense the way it was drawn up, it's not going to be effective. So, again, like the guys being out of gaps, how often do we hear we had miscommunications? It's like a broken record over and over and over again.
Well, obviously they're not coming up with answers to fix those problems. We keep hearing players saying we know what to expect from the Steelers. They're not going to change very much. And that gets back to, I thought Kenny Wisenhunt, I don't know whether you saw this on X the other day, said that this is an evolving league. The National Football League changes. And it sometimes can change from week to week. And if you get too set in your ways and are not willing to make adjustments and do some things like that, the league will pass you by. Yeah. I thought that was a very strong statement.
Yeah, and I think an example of the good side of that for the Steelers is the way the Steelers' offense has evolved.
Yeah, I don't think the offense has been a problem. Other than the fact that I'd like to see him possess the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, but I mean, just a counterpoint to the defense, these jumbo packages, and they're very effective running the ball out of these packages. And then, Arthur Smith builds off those, and he gets a big 36-yarder to Darnell Washington on the first play of that Browns game, and that gets Cleveland on their toes. I mean, that's a very good Cleveland defense, and you put up 23 points against them. I know Cincinnati isn't as good as that Cleveland defense, and they were missing some players. But George, you score 31 points, and you come back the way they did. That was a good enough offensive effort to win that football game. So they got to try to get this defense fixed here. They got a free weekend here. I'm sure the coaches are in there trying to figure it out. But better hurry up. You got the Colts in 2 weeks, and then you got the Green Bay Packers coming in on Sunday night, and the Packers are 8th in the league in scoring. The Colts are 1st in scoring. So
they've got a stretch of games right now where they're going to be tested.
Yeah,
they're going to be tested. But I just wonder, can it be fixed? I mean, this looks like almost a carbon copy of what we saw at the end of last year. The same problems.
I'm starting to wonder, George, because the one advantage the Steelers had going into that game is, they were fairly healthy, other than Calvin Austin, and he doesn't play defense. That defense was healthy going into that game. They're healthy coming out of that game. So the excuses early in the season, we don't have Derek Harmon, Joey Porter's not here, Deshaun Elliott's banged up. I mean, those were the excuses to kind of pass off what happened against the Jets and the Seahawks. What excuses are there now against the Cincinnati Bengals? There really aren't any when it comes to injuries. So the reason I'm concerned is just because you could sit here and say it's only 6 games. And listen, I know they brought in different players and it's different personnel, but it's the same things that keep happening. The run defense, not being able to get off the field on 3rd downs. I mean, George, when Dick LeBeau was the coordinator for this defense, you had a team in 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 14. You knew there was a turnover or a punt coming. You get in 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 14 against this defense, you're starting to wonder how the offense is going to convert. That's just where we are right now. There's no confidence that they're going to be able to get off the field.
Well, and I look at some of the things that are going on, and one thing that sort of bothered me a little bit. I really thought in recent weeks when he was filling in for Highsmith, and I realize Highsmith they're paying a lot of money to, but he's been brittle, and I don't think he's been as effective since he's been back. I thought Herbeck really gave them a shot in the arm, particularly with pressure. He only got 28 snaps.
Yeah, I noticed that. I thought, just watching the game live from the press box, I would have thought that he was in there more because it wasn't like I didn't notice him out there. But yeah, maybe they weren't able to use that 3 outside linebacker package as much as they did against Cleveland. I think that's a natural just because of the personnel that Cincinnati has at wideout. So they were only playing with 2 outside linebackers. But you didn't really notice Nick Herbig. You didn't notice Alex Highsmith. No, you did notice TJ late in the game. He, got that sack. But they did such a good job of getting the ball out. Flacco knew exactly where to go with it. Even if those guys were getting pass rush, Flacco was going to have the ball out anyway. So they need to figure out ways to cover up better in the back end, and they also have to figure out ways to maybe bring some pressure and blitz, create some mismatches when these offensive lines are doing a good job against the outside linebackers.
And it's not just a small sample size anymore. How do you explain the stat that now I believe they are, maybe I need to update it one more game, but I believe the Steelers are now 2-10 on Thursday night. And when it's a division game on Thursday night, they're now 0-7.
Yeah.
I mean, that boggles my mind.
It's definitely below league average. Listen, it's tough to go on the road on a short week for everyone. Everyone in the NFL is below 500 pretty much. But for the Steelers to be 0-4, and what did you say it was now, 0-6 or 0-7?
0-7 against division rivals on a Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last year in Cleveland. We've seen it down in Baltimore, too. I mean, yeah, those are tough places to play, but you would think by now that maybe they would figure out, different ways to prepare for those types of football games. So, yeah, not a good look for the Steelers on Thursday night. They didn't look like they were able to adjust too much to what the Bengals did. And conversely, the Bengals, I thought, did a great job of adjusting. They get behind 10-0, George. Okay, they're at home. They're getting booed a little bit. Next thing you know, a couple of interceptions, one bad decision by Aaron Rodgers, one bad drop by DK Metcalf. Next thing you know, it's 24-10 in the third quarter. and the Steelers don't know what hit them. So, yeah, adjustments are a big part of it, and I thought Zach Taylor and his staff did a really good job of that on Thursday.
Well, that's just another of my laundry list. I just wonder about that. I've told you before that I have never been since they made changes and some people have gone away and they got rid of some people. I really think that their assistant coaches are not up to snuff on the Steelers, and the guy who picks the assistant coaches for the most part is Tomlin.
Yeah, that's true. And listen, Terrell Austin has been here since 2019. They had a great defense in 2019, if you remember. I think they were top 5 in the NFL in yards and points that year. But really, since then, they've had some good defenses, and they've never really gotten back to that point. I think a lot of people thought this year with the new acquisitions and everything that transpired during the offseason, maybe they could get back to where they were in 2019 and really be that shutdown defense. And I don't know about you, George. I don't think that's going to happen now.
I just don't see it. I'd just like to see them be able to get off the field once in a while.
Yeah,
but I'm not saying they're going to be like the 2008 defense or something like that. I just don't think that's going to happen. But they've got to do a little bit better than they're doing. I mean, what was it? I think am I correct in this? Do you remember? I think the Bengals scored 7 of 8 times.
Yeah, 7 of their final 8 possessions, they scored either a touchdown or a field goal, which brings me to my point. I think we're at the point now where the Steelers' offense is actually better than the Steelers' defense, and maybe they're going to have to continue to score in the mid-high 20s, low 30s to win some of these football games. And you never know, like, when the legs are going to go on your best defensive players. But you just look at the ages, right? Cam Hayward, 36, TJ, over 30, Ramsey, Slay, all these guys over 30. I think it's catching up to them a little bit, and I'm really encouraged by what I see from the offense. I know Aaron Rodgers is going to turn 42 here, but the rest of that offense is really young, and they're really playing some good football now. So if you want to take a look at a positive, I know we've kind of dwelled on all the negatives defensively, but if you want to look at the positives, the offense is on the upswing, and I think that's a good sign.
And they rediscovered Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah. How about that? Turns out he can still play. I don't think anyone
I kept
really
on looking. I kept on looking. I said, who is that guy? Yeah.
Yeah, listen, Darnell Washington's not going away. They love what he brings to the table.
Well, that's where they messed up. That's where they messed up. You saw that stat, right? When Washington plays 40 snaps or more, they're 6-0.
Yeah.
He played 38. Yeah. They messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. But they were in comeback mode. George, I made the argument. It's 10-7, 5 minutes to go before halftime. They come out first down. Rodgers throws that bad pick, and they never really recovered from that. Like Cincinnati goes down, and they tie it up, and then they go ahead, and then another interception, and they're ahead at halftime. And I just think if you run the ball there, you stick to your game plan. Stick with the jumbo package.
And the running game wasn't bad. I mean, Warren had, 127 yards plus another 31 on receptions. That's not a bad game.
Yeah, and I noted when Rodgers threw that first pick, the Steelers were averaging 6.2 yards per carry. So to go away from it, and I labeled it, Arthur Smith getting too cute. I don't want to completely blame Arthur because Aaron is responsible for ultimately throwing that interception, but just stick with the ground game and go down there. Even if you just possess the ball and don't score, over 5 minutes, you're not going to leave the Bengals much time to come down there and try to tie the game before halftime. So I thought a really, really bad couple of sequences there for the Steelers in the final 5 minutes of that first half.
Well, let's leave you with this, my final thought for you, and you can expand upon it. Looking ahead, somebody asked me the other day, and I said, I honestly don't know what to think. I think the offense is going to be fine, barring any more injuries. I don't know what to think moving forward on the defensive side of the ball, and I don't know how that is going to affect the way the rest of the season. Everybody was sort of crowning them as the AFC North champs. Well, that loss brings Cincinnati back in, although I think they're going to be hard-pressed. The other two teams are 1-5, and it's still looking good there, but other than maybe winning the AFC North, if they keep playing defense like this, I don't think they're going to go very far.
Yeah, listen, don't count out Cincinnati. They got the Jets coming up.
Well, I was going to say that they're all of a sudden within striking distance where you could have put them away.
Yeah, but listen, George, to your point, if you want to look ahead to the second half and how this might unfold, I still think the Steelers are going to be in contention. It's only one game against a division foe that really knows you well. I'm going to double down on what I said. I think the offense is going to be the story in the second half of the season. I think if the Steelers do contend and they do get in the playoffs, it's going to be because of the offense more than the defense. And I don't know, George, maybe just the way this league is right now, maybe that's better for the Steelers. Maybe if you have a dangerous offense in the playoffs, that's a better formula than what they've been using. So we'll see how it all plays out. But that's my prediction for the second half. You could have me on later in November, and we could see if I'm right. But I'm really bullish on this offense.
Well, you know I'm going to have you on at some point later. That's a given. But I thank you very much for helping me out the way you did today. As always, some great information, and I'll see you down at the Steelers practice facility. And actually, I will see you for the Indianapolis game because I'm going to be hanging out with some guy named LeBeau. Because his team from 2005, his defense and the team is being honored, that Super Bowl championship team.
Well, see, sneak him into the press box. I know a lot of us writers would love to see him.
Okay, I'll see if I can do that. You take care.
All right, thanks, George.
All right, bye-bye. And we're going to break in, wrap things up. We got about 8 minutes left. If you want to jump in with questions or phone calls, love to hear from you. Uniontown, the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Back right after this.
This is Patrick Mahoney, your candidate for South Union Township's supervisor. My opponent says don't fix what's not broken, but truthfully, I believe that there's a lot to fix. I pledge to be a full-time supervisor with no distractions coming from conflicting external business interests. Additionally, I will also keep taxes and fees as low as possible, and I plan to work very hard to attract and support businesses in our township. Lastly, I will make sure our parks and green spaces are updated equally for us all to enjoy. Voting should be a way to make a better choice, and that choice is me, Patrick Mahoney.
Paid for by friends of Patrick Mahoney.
Have you been told there is nothing that can be done for your neuropathy? Tri-State Neuropathy Centers is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like Kim from Morgantown. Kim was experiencing such severe numbness, burning, and stabbing pain in her feet that she constantly felt distracted in life. Then Kim discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive, and painless. Kim no longer has the pain that was limiting her daily activities, and she's now enjoying life again. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Kim, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
A Best in Fayette winner for windows and home improvements, Home Warehouse in Uniontown knows how to make your house a happy home. Seasons are changing. Save on energy costs, keep out drafts, and update your home with beautiful new windows, doors, and storm doors from Home Warehouse, your one-stop shop for all your exterior building needs. Roofing shingles, metal and commercial rubber roofing, shutters, siding, soffit and fascia, railing and decking, as well as driveway cedar, flooring, wood pellets at great prices, and don't forget the dog food. So for selection and hometown service, see Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse, Carlsville Street in Uniontown. Shop Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday till noon, closed Sunday and holidays.
Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Ready to score big on your next home? Well, great news. Huge savings are waiting for you at Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon. From open floor plans perfect for game day parties to energy-efficient homes that will help you save money all season long, these homes are built to deliver. Don't wait on the sidelines. Make the winning play today and find the home that fits your family and lifestyle. Visit Clayton Homes of Belle Vernon at 4500 Route 51.
Concerned about your heart health? At WVU Medicine, we believe your heart deserves world-class care, close to home and always within reach. Our non-invasive cardiology team uses advanced tests like stress tests and cardiac MRI to diagnose and monitor heart conditions without surgery. Call 877-WVU, the number 4HRT, or visit wvumedicine.org/heart.
Casey Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown and owned by the Vernon family, wants you to know they have new hours. Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come on into Casey's and check out their new menu ideas and entrees. They can also cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126. Casey's, the best in Fayette County.
Hi, this is Pat Narduzzi from the University of Pittsburgh, and you're listening to The Sports Line with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the show. We have time to stick in one more call before the top of the hour. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George. Just an added thing, because I got cut off earlier. I am against the clock in high school basketball.
Well, it looks like it's going to happen.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. They need one. They've had 2 readings. They need one more. And I've gotten mixed reviews about that. There are actually some coaches that think they need to do it because that's the way the game is played now. Yeah.
George, one other thing. I got a little message for the PIA. There is a Western Pennsylvania. Please look at us out here.
Well, one of the big one of the big impediments is leaving. He's retiring. Bob Lombardi is retiring December 31st, and I was never a big fan.
I'm sure there's someone in Western Pennsylvania here.
All right. Well, you take care, Charles.
Next week, George.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that puts a capper on it. I wish I could be a little bit more encouraging, but there's still a lot of football to be played and some things can turn around. I agree with Ray Fittipaldo on one thing. I am encouraged by some of the things I see from the Steelers offense. So we can hang our hat on that a little bit. I'm not sure. Is Arnie Amber in with Oldies Unlimited? He is next, so keep that right where it is, 590 AM, 101.1 FM. Arnie Amber, Oldies Unlimited coming up next, and he'll play some of your favorite tunes from days gone by. Arnie in with Oldies Unlimited. And that puts a capper on the Sports Line. That has been brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow. Now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150. Located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown.